Good morning and welcome to day 13 of the Mindful Momentum Challenge. We are tackling getting things done today. How do we do that in a meaningful way? How do we set up ourselves so that we have a meaningful moment of planning our day? If you're like me, you are somebody that may like to actually write down all the different things that you have to do. I'm actually a planner by trade, meaning I love to help companies and individuals set out big visions and then we plan how to get there. So, guys, this is no accident, okay? Now, one of the things that also happens with a lot of persons is they don't necessarily sit down and spend time writing out the different things that they have on their agenda to do. They just kind of run into the day and just start. One of the meaningful moments that you can take for yourself every single week, maybe every day, just depends on what works for you, is a moment to sit down and actually be mindful about planning out your work. How do we do that? I've actually created a matrix that is similar to the Eisenhower matrix, but what it does is it applies a mindful method to getting things done. So you start off with listing out the things that you have to do. And oftentimes we get a bit overwhelmed. We feel like if we can see all the things, it's just going to make us feel stressed out and we're not going to want to get moving, or you're going to feel overwhelmed and not get moving. What's true though, guys, is when you are not intentional about the work that you have ahead of you, you just find yourself doing all kinds of things, sometimes not prioritizing, sometimes burning out on some tasks before you're able to apply the same type of energy to other easier tasks. So this mindful matrix is meant to help you to align your actions with your values and with where you are energy-wise, so that you're not just doing things randomly and ending up feeling overwhelmed, burnt out, and stressed out. We're just not about that life. So can we just sort it right now? Now, if you have a notebook or a piece of paper, that's really all you need to start. I usually do this activity once a week. I call it my Sunday setup. On a Sunday in the afternoon or early evening, I will sit down and I will just do a dump of all the things that I have to do. I will make a long list of things. So I will get my sheet of paper and I will just write a long list of things. If you are also in the space of getting journals or getting workbooks, you can use your workbook. That's actually one of the ways that I use my workbooks. And I have all different kind of workbooks, all different sizes. Look at this one. See, I have my list already. Like lists are everywhere. I have another one here, different type, right? Lists everywhere. I have big ones that sometimes I feel like I maybe overloaded the books then, because right now I'm literally using 2 books. So this is another one that I have. And you can see that, I will have my list and I will be marking off. And then I even went back, guys, and brought an example to show you from 2009. Okay, this is my notebook of my to-dos from 2009. And I have others. So you can see that I'm a bit of a get it done Nazi, or get it done. But it works. It helps me to really manage the way that I think about things. You find that when your activities that you have to get done, or just the work that you have around you, is all over the place and it's all over your mind, you get caught up in the need to do all these things. And instead of actually getting things done, you get frustrated, you get overwhelmed, and you miss out on things that you really need to do. And then when you miss out on the things that you really need to do, you find yourself scrambling, because something as simple as paying a bill that may be currently due versus addressing somebody else's need, the bill might take you 15 minutes, but because somebody is, oh, I need this, you decide that you're going to do that first. And then you find that you forget that the bill needs to be paid. 3 days later, the light cut off and you wondered, oh. And then you are now trying to get the light reconnected, running around frantically to get the bill paid, etc., etc. So you understand what I'm saying when I talk about really prioritizing the things you have to get done in a way that aligns with your value, aligns with your mindset, and just making sure that you're living in more ease, removing yourself from the getting stressed, sick, and toxic. So how do we actually go about doing this mindful matrix? Well, lucky for you, I went to the workplace, it's a little bit easier. We're all about the easy life, right? So in the description, you are going to see the link for your version of the mindful matrix. So you can download it and you can set it up however you want based on the things that you need to get done. And the matrix itself is very simple. My favorite thing to do, guys, is to get my cup of tea and to sit down in the morning and to fill out my matrix. Or in the afternoon, if I'm doing my Sunday setup, I like to sit down and complete my matrix. So the matrix itself has 4 sections, and these 4 sections are set up in a mindful kind of way. So the theme that is behind each of the sections is more aligned with mindfulness and less aligned with being frantic and urgent and feeling that pressure to get things done. So I've drawn up right here for you so that you can get a sense. I don't know if you can read my Captor writing, but I've drawn up a copy of the mindful matrix here that you're actually going to get to download. Remember to download it. And essentially the 4 quadrants are one section that's for yes. These are the things that we feel good. We know we're going to tackle pretty early on. They are important and they are also aligned with our values. So this is a wholehearted yes. WHY. On the quadrant, we just say yes, but that's what it means. It's a wholehearted yes. It's important. We need to get it completed. And it's also aligned with my values. What are values? What is most important to you? Whether it's being timely, whether it's being in integrity, whether it's honoring commitments or keeping your agreements. When you think about values, that's what you should be thinking about. I may need to do a video on values. Let's talk about that later. So that's the first quadrant. Then the next quadrant at the top. So your yes quadrant is at the top, and the next quadrant at the top, you'll see energy there. The energy quadrant is all about the quick wins that make you feel good. So in my energy quadrant, sending out invoices to my clients, that is always in my energy quadrant. It makes me feel good to know that I'm honoring my value of prosperity and abundance by making sure I send off my invoices and not be sat there delayed and waiting and wondering, oh, why is my bank account empty? Because you haven't sent off your invoices. That's a quick win. Paying a bill could actually be something that gives you energy as opposed to draining you, because you're going to keep your lights on, you're going to keep the water flowing, you're going to keep the internet rolling so you can listen to Stacey YouTube channel. You get what I'm saying? So your energy quadrant is all about quick wins and quick wins that make you feel good, whether that feel good is because you've made progress or that feel good is because it is contributing to the betterment of your life. So what is going to be in that energy column? Maybe in your energy column, you can even have watching a YouTube video that takes less than 10 minutes, like this one. Now, the bottom quadrants are grow. The first quadrant is grow. So your growth quadrant is called your growth zone. And this is where you have to do things that are important, but they may be a bit challenging. So these are the things that are going to take you a little bit longer. So they may require you to set aside an hour on your schedule because you have to write a report or you have to do a financial analysis. That's what that quadrant is for. It's important, but challenging. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have to get done because it's important. You just have to make sure that you write it down and that you set aside time to do it. Because if you allocate the time to do it, then it doesn't feel like pressure and stress when you're in it. So that's in your growth zone. And then last but not least is the no. You will see that it says N-O. It just says no. And that's a full body no. Some of us, myself included, have a really hard time saying no to people and places and things that we have no business doing at that present moment. We need to get comfortable with that full sentence, N-O, no, full stop. We need to get comfortable with it. A lot of times we step in and do things that are not aligned with our values, are not aligned with priority, are not aligned with our energy. And so that's one of the reasons why the quadrant is here. When you make that list of all the things you have to do, I guarantee you there's some things in there that you don't actually need to move yourself forward. Those are the things that would go into your no quadrant. So what are we going to do today for your challenge? You guessed it. You are going to do your long list. So you're going to write down all the things you need to do. all the things that you've been putting on the back burner, simple things, things that are for work, things that are for your family, things that are for your friends. No, that goes in the no section. Things that are for you. So all the different things that you need, whether it's for your personal life, for your work life, for your family and relationship space, just make a dump of the things. Don't judge them. Don't get worried about them. Just write it down. And then you are going to categorize and you're going to pick things off that you're going to be focused on. And you're going to put them in the quadrant. Put all the different things in the quadrant. And then the things that are in yes, grow, and energy, you are going to know, put them down in that top 3 for me. What are the top 3 things I'm going to be doing today? And you're going to just work your list as you go through the week. Try it out, guys. I'm pretty sure it will work for you. I hope you have been enjoying this challenge, and I hope that today's video in particular blesses those of you who are either running around doing many things and feeling really overwhelmed, stressed, and burnt out, or those of you that actually are writing down all the lists, but maybe not organizing it in a way that feels good to your soul. So this meaningful moment of actually meaningful planning so that you can create great action for yourself is one that I hope will bless you. Continue growing, guys, but as you're growing, we're going to have our joyful experience. So you're going to be glowing while you're growing, okay? Take care until next time.